Now, an Emeritus Newsbrief, I'm Lynn, Huston. The stock market has a good week, but a down day on Friday. President Bush asks Americans to give the bailout more time to work, but in the meantime, the layoffs just keep coming. First, the stock market. The Dow finished Friday afternoon down 127.04. The Nasdaq losing 6.42. Crude oil on the New York Mercantile Exchange finished Friday at 71.97. President Bush, during a speech to the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, repeated his call for more patience.
Every dollar spent will be subject to strong oversight by a bipartisan board. We will ensure that failed executives do not receive a windfall from hard-earned taxpayer dollars. Ultimately, we believe the final cost will be significantly less than the initial investment. This is true for two reasons. First, many of the troubled assets that the government buys will increase in value as the market recovers. That means that the government eventually will be able to resell them for a higher price. Second, the government will receive quarterly dividends from the equity shares it purchases in financial institutions. If banks do not repurchase these shares within 5 years, the dividends they owe the government will increase substantially. This provides a clear incentive for banks to buy back their shares, thus returning the money to the taxpayers as soon as possible.
Meanwhile, job cuts are starting to claim teachers and other education jobs. In Dallas, some 375 teachers were cut this week. Some claim they had to pack up in front of students after being told their jobs were gone. A sight that proved emotional for some of the students when Dallas Morning News cameras arrived.
Your colleagues are taking out their jobs after several years. It's painful. Here are teachers leaving. I am not leaving the school, and I feel sad. I should feel happy, but I also feel sad because of others' children.
The Department of Veterans Affairs says it is not shredding documents to avoid a backlog of claims. The Office of Inspector General reported finding several claims and applications in shredder bins at 4 regional offices. The VA says the handling of those papers could have affected claims in those cases. The agency is continuing their investigation. President Bush signed VA benefits legislation last month that provides more claims personnel and counselors. And Pfizer Pharmaceuticals agreed to an $894 million settlement to pay more than 7,000 claims related to prescription pain relievers, Celebrex, and Bextra. The drugs were blamed for causing heart attacks and other problems. Pfizer will also have to pay penalties for illegal marketing. Emeritusnews.com, the latest on issues in public policy that affect your life. That's an Emeritus News Brief. I'm Lynn Huston.